Hello everyone. Today I have the most incredible guest, Shernorva Abiona. I'm just bringing Shernorva into the broadcast. Is a international speaker. She's a best-selling author and she's a young social media star. So I'm just waiting for Shernorva to come into the broadcast and then we'll get the interview going.
Hi.
Great to have you here.
Hi, nice to see you as well. I'm so excited to be here.
So thank you for being my guest today. Really appreciate it. So I'll jump straight in with the question. Can you share your story into being an international speaker and a best-selling author?
Yeah, so I would say that my journey in business started at the age of 8. I'm 19 now. At the age of 8, I went to my first ever speaking conference, which was the Millionaire Mind Intensive. I remember my mom took me and the room was really full. There's like a few thousand people, and I was like, I'm this little girl in this big room. And I turned around because there was like group work that we had to do. So I turned around, like really excited to work with my mom. My mom was like, no, you're not working with me. No, 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 no. Find your way. Go and pair up with someone. I was like, how can you do this to me? I'm your only child, please. So that was kind of the first moment where I felt like I was really kind of pushed into the conference world and the speaking world, because I was in a room with people I didn't know who were into business, but I learned so much from that experience, getting to know people, that networking. And there was a time where where I ran on stage to do something. And when I was on stage, I felt so exhilarated. I was so into it. I was like, this is something that I really want to do. So from the age of 8, I started my first business, which was a jewelry business called IO Accessories, where I used to make like jewelry accessories and stuff. And I remember my mom was like, what's your target market? And I said, I want women, bespoke women who are like high level and things like that. So I realized that that was my calling and something that I was really interested in doing from that age. So yeah, age 8 is when it started, and then I had school, tried out some other businesses, some worked, some didn't. And then I got to the age of 15, when I wanted to go on a school trip, and that school trip, yeah, the school trip was to, okay, it's a little bit like morbid, but the school trip was to Auschwitz. Yeah, but a lot of people were wanting to go on this trip. It was that type of trip that through your whole school life, you knew it was coming, and there was only once you could go on it. So I was like, I need to be on here. Went to my parents, and they were like, look, right now you've been on a lot of school trips. This one's quite costly for you to go. You're gonna have to work something out. So I was like, okay, well, I've had an interest in business. Let me see what I can do. And from there, I looked at things I was interested in. I was interested in eating. I didn't know how to make a business from that one. It didn't really work. I was interested in watching television. I was like, look, I'm really, I don't know yet. I don't know. Gogglebox wasn't really a big thing then. So I was like, not sure. And then I was like, I like to talk too much. So yeah, and then I researched from there. I saw people doing like impersonations. I was like, I'm not sure if impersonations is my thing. Looked about around a little bit more, and I stumbled upon voice over work. And I started voice over work, and now 4 years later, I've worked with clients in over 25 different countries, over 100, about 150 clients as well. Like, I love what I do. I absolutely love it. And I love giving a service. So from there, I've learned a lot about the business world as well. And then in terms of like my speaking, that developed from my voiceover work, because as I was doing my voiceover work, there was, well, I guess being behind the mic gave me some confidence to be able to realize that my voice had power, and that I could definitely move people with my voice and stuff in terms of the things I was doing for my clients. And I remember going to my church, and the one thing that I loved about my youth church is the platform that they gave us. They said, if you have a skill or a talent, you go on stage, you use it, do what you need to do. So that was the platform that I used. And I told my youth leader, I was like, oh, I'm a voice artist. And he was like, okay, make one for our youth church. I went, made the one for our youth church. And then he was like, okay, so this sounds really, really good. I can hear you're a good speaker. So go on stage and MC for us. So I did a little bit of MCing for our youth event. And then he was like, okay, I want you to go on stage and share a testimony, share something amazing that's happened to you. Shared a testimony, and my youth church is quite large, so there's, I would say, like on an average week there's like 100 and something of us, and when we have our youth conference there's a good 300 of us. So I went and shared my testimony, and then from there I went and did some messages on stage where I was talking for 20-30 minutes. And from there I realized that this is something that not only I enjoy, but I felt like I had a story and something to tell people, and to share with people. And from there as well, in school, I became the head girl, and I had many opportunities to speak on stage from there. So yeah, it was kind of that platform and that base that helped me with my speaking. And then I was going to different conferences and talking and churches and youth events. So yeah, that's really where it's built up from.
Well, what an amazing story.
Thank you.
Tell everyone what you are, Shernorva.
Sorry, say that again.
Everyone how old you are too.
Oh, I'm 19. I'm 19. I just finished secondary school this year, in June. So yeah, I'm 19. Yeah.
That's an amazing story, and it sounds like you've gone from going to conferences with your parents. Your parents have been really, really supportive. What an amazing journey, and also you've got the ambition to go out and succeed, to start a business with 8. So I really hold my hands up to you for that, for being so focused and driven. I'm just going to say hello to a few people for you.
Yeah,
Shernorva.
yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Rosalie. Everyone, please show Shernorva some love. Give us some comments of any top takeaways. Please share the broadcast or type some parts into the comments so that you know you're enjoying the content, so that we know that you're enjoying the content today. So, Shernorva, that brings me on to my next question.
Yeah.
What tips do you have for speaking success?
I would say for speaking, some for a longer time have helped me in different areas of my life. I'd say it's important to have mentors in different areas of your life. So I have a business mentor, and then if you want a health and she's a multimillionaire, and I've wow, she's been my mentor for, I want to say, about 7 years now. It's been an amazing journey with her, but it's because of her that I was able to go and speak in Jamaica, which is when I became an international speaker last year. And one thing that I would say about that is, because I was speaking, because I was taking opportunities in school and in youth groups and in conferences around me, and with my voice artist work, she could see that I was a diligent worker and someone who was trying to improve my craft. So from there, when she had a conversation with someone, they were like, oh, we'd love a youth speaker to come over to Jamaica. And she said that my name like popped into her head straight away. And that, I mean, that's such a blessing for me, because I was like, wow, that I was the first person you thought of. There's so many young people, and people that she could have like asked to come over to speak. So I would say it's definitely important to have the right people around you and stuff, but also do the work behind the scenes as well. So people will be willing to work with you and want to elevate you. So they'll be like, oh no, they are a really good worker. Oh no, I've seen their work. So mentor is really important. I would also say it's very important to take every speaking opportunity, no matter how big or small it is. I've had times where people have been like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna go and speak in 30 minutes," and I'm like, "What? 30 minutes? Okay." And it's a surprise, and you're like, "Oh, okay, let me just put myself together." But every speaking opportunity that comes your way, take it, make the most of it, and like while you're speaking as well, I say it's very important to always tell a story. Well, actually, the best advice I've been given is don't tell a story without making a point. So tell a story, make your point, and teach at the same time as well. Tell people something to either empower them, or to get them feeling invigorated, ready for the day, or tell them something that they can be taught, and learn, be able to take away and write notes down and be like, okay, I remember this person said this. I'm going to use this in my business as well. So I believe that we all have stories to tell, no matter how big or small like your own life story is, and things that have happened in your life. I believe that people connect to each story. Sometimes it's the smallest thing. You learning to swim. I mean, some people have learned to swim, some people haven't, but there's lessons that you can learn in every area of your life. So I would definitely say take opportunities to speak, and make sure there's a story behind what you're saying. And lastly, sorry, I'm coming down with a cold, sorry. But last, I would say that it's very important to take pictures wherever you go, and videos as well. So no matter like where I go to speak, as well, I always make sure that I have either like a family member or someone who is like, who I've spoken to, connected with, networked there with, ask them, can you take a video? Can you take a picture of me? Because as you build your speaking career, it's really important to have evidence that you've spoken different places. That you could say, oh, I've spoken here, oh, I've spoken there. But if you don't have evidence, pictures with you speaking to a crowd and things like that, then people will be like, oh, you said you have for a few years, but I haven't seen the evidence. So in able to get more speaking engagements and to show your credibility, it's really important to have pictures and videos wherever you go to speak, even if it's for a short time, even if you're on stage for 1 minute. Go on there, you do your 1 minute, you get your picture, you smile, yeah, keep going.
Shernorva, there's some great tips there. I absolutely love tell a story, but always make a point or empower people. That is just such a big point in speaking. Getting video footage and getting pictures is really important, and grabbing every opportunity that you can. So you have made some really, really strong points there. So thank you for sharing some valuable things with people. Please, everybody, show some hearts in the comments for Shernorva. Please, if you've got a question, do type it in and we'll do our best to answer it. And feel free to share the broadcast so we can get this content onto as many eyes as possible. That brings me to my next question, Shernorva. You have achieved so much. You've set up your own business from the age of 8 years old. You're only 19 years old now. You've got a best-selling book. You're an international speaker. Can you share some advice for any younger people or any older people that may feel that their age is an obstacle that may hold them back from going to their goals and their dreams?
I think that that's a brilliant question. I think that your age, no matter what your age is, as I kind of said before, everyone has a story to tell. So no matter if you're really young and you feel like, you know what, I haven't gone through much of life. Like when I go to speak, I tell people, okay, I know I'm a lot younger than a lot of you here, but these sort of things happen in my past. I'm going to tell you about stories of when I was in school, because everyone can relate to that. You know, a lot of people, well, everyone, I hope, has gone to school and has like somehow got some form of education, and or people around them that have helped support them and bring them to a new level. So using your story is really important. And I think it's also important to like cancel out any negativity and negative talk. For me, with my book, I originally wanted to write a book at age 15. And I remember going to, it was an event I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was an event to support ethnic minorities in like a big company, and I went to the people there. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Sorry, yeah. I spoke to one of the people there and I really looked up to them. And then I told them I'm gonna write a book. And at that point I'd already had like I wanted to do interviews in my book and had them all like set up and everything. I was really ready. And the person was like, why are you writing a book? You're so young, you have nothing to tell people. What is the point? That no one wants to hear anything that you have to say. And that really cut me, but I didn't realize how much it cut me because I was like, I don't need this negative talk. I'm gonna keep going. And then 1 year went past, and then 2 years went past. And I remember sitting down talking to my mum. I was like, I don't, and my dad as well. And I was like, I don't know where the time went. I wanted to write the book and I didn't. And my parents were like, you do realize that the stem of it and you kind of stopping and your limiting beliefs and not going and forward in writing your book was because of what that person had said and because of what they'd said about my age and who I was and that you were young and stuff. And they were like, never ever let anyone stop you from your goal. Never ever let anyone tell you that you're not good enough because it's a lie. You're amazing as you are. And there's so many things that we can achieve no matter what our age is. And I believe that with the internet and with all the things that we have around us, there's so many things that we have the potential to achieve. Like from a young age, I love to like follow business people and like read up on them. And I remember one time seeing this boy who he wanted to get this like Nike shoe, and his mum was like, look, can't afford it right now. When he's no, she said, I can't afford it right now. Why don't you get like a share in it or something as a joke? And he genuinely went through and got shares in Nike. So to the point where they were sending him shoes because there's so many shares in the company. So he was age 14. So I was like, whoa, like this is so cool. Someone that young to learn so much. But it shows that no matter what age we are, we all kind of have access to the same content. So it's about having the support system around us, people who will help champion us, keep us accountable, move us forward. And that comes with mentors, but also having a good friend and family support system as well, who will believe you and be behind you no matter what. Because the negative talk comes, people say things, people believe that, oh, you're not good enough. Even now with the things that I've achieved, people still tell me, oh no, you're not ready, you need to really learn some proper like business stuff. And there's a lot that I don't know, and there's a lot that I'm willing to learn, and I'm so excited to learn, because knowledge, you just keep going, you keep learning. Even till the day I die, I'll still be learning. It's a great thing as well, but it's definitely important to have people around us and to be able to be open enough to hear what people say but cancel it out. And when people do say negative things, having people around you that you can talk about it so you can get it off your chest and be like, this person said this hurt me, this is why. And if it's someone who's near you and in terms of like your circles, you need to talk to them about it and then cut it off or cut yourself off from that person as well. So I think that age it shouldn't be a barrier. People say that it is, but it shouldn't be, because we have access to so many things. But it is important for us to get the right people around us and to learn and grow as well, and take in more knowledge to be able to go forward in our own businesses and to make an impact in the world.
Again, Shernorva, some absolutely amazing tips there. The ones that stood out for me were, don't listen to negativity and surround yourself with positive people. I think that's such a strong point to make in business, in life. To succeed, never listen to negative comments. Only take bits what are useful to you personally, and yourself with people who are on the same mission and the same journey. So again, some amazing tips. I'm sure our viewers will be really happy with those. We've got Sanjaya saying hello. Hi Sanjaya, welcome to the broadcast. Everyone, please, if you've got any questions, type them in. Share the broadcast to get Shernorva amazing content shared. And if you've got any questions, type them in and give us some hearts to show your appreciation. That brings me to the next question, Shernorva. You have got a best-selling book. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, it's called First Steps to Business Success for Teens. And I wrote it in 2017. I was about to go and speak in Jamaica, and I was like, I need something new that I can tell the young people that this is something that I've just done. You can do great things too whilst you're still in school. So I was like, okay, I have a month. Okay. I had a month before I was going when I decided I was going to write this book. So I was like, I have a month. I'm going to write this book. I'm going to get it done. Okay, the deadline is there. And I could only do it on weekends because of like my schoolwork. So I took 4 weekends and I wrote the book. 25,000 words later, I was finished. It was a big feat, but I was so proud of myself to be able to get through it and put in content. And the first chapter is about like being willing to succeed and different like tips and advice to be able to do that and to get yourself in the right place and have the right people around you. And then after that, I give tips on like getting into business, about social media for young people as well, social media, things that you should have on your social media, so you can be able to be seen in a good light for businesses. I have things about succeeding businesses, whether it's products, whether it's services as well, because I've been able to do both. But I would definitely say, sorry, I've got an itch here. Um, I, I would definitely say with the book writing process, something that really helped me was I was able to make an acronym. So like the first out of the 4 weekends, the first weekend I took to plan. And this is one thing I talk about a lot with speaking and stuff. And it's a quote by Eric Thomas: all men are created equal, but some work hard in pre-season. And for me, that's about that first weekend. I didn't write like I didn't write out the book, but I wrote as many tips as I like possibly could, and as many things that came into my head, and I made my list, and I did this and this, and then I also did it in an acronym as well. So not only would it be easy for me to follow, but it also would help me if I was making it into a course later on as well. So I'd have the like chapters already sorted out. So I did all of that the first weekend. I was like, okay. Then second weekend, third weekend, fourth weekend, they were the 3 weekends that I was really writing it. And I really had moments where I was like, oh, I can't remember what I was trying to say here. Look back, I had all these notes that I like gifted myself. I was so proud of myself. I was like, thank you so much to me for just taking the time out to do the preseason work. So yeah, definitely I would say if you're planning anything in general, especially with a book, write out your notes first. Don't just go straight into writing it, because you can lose your train of thought. Ideas can come and then you can lose them as well. So write out your plans, take your time to do that properly before going to your book. So yeah, I went, wrote the book. I was able to go speak in Jamaica, became an international speaker, and then it took me some time before I actually put out the book. I think I was in my head, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put it out. Oh, I'm gonna put it out. And I was like, no, I just got to, I think it was January, where I was like, this is just getting ridiculous now. You took a month, you wrote the book, and now you have not put the book out. Put it out, put it out. And my friends were like, look, we've been waiting for this for a long time. I've read a book, I've read another book, and I'm still waiting for yours to come so I can read it. So I was like, okay, okay. And then I did a really big push for a week, and I did lots of marketing, and I got my book out there, and I was just so excited for it to be able to be out. And when I realized that I was like #1 on Amazon in my categories, I was like, oh, no way. Oh wow. And yeah, and then I realized that I was international bestseller. So it was mad. Yeah, it was really cool.
Well, Shernorva, you should be really proud of yourself to achieve all of that in such a young age. You're really inspiring to all these young people and to the older generation too. It's not just young people, you really inspire all generations, that you really should be proud, and that is a big, big achievement. Can you do me a favour too? Can you share the link to the book in the comments
Yeah.
later?
Yes, I can. I can. Yes.
We've got Sanjaya saying both of you are incredible. Thank you,
Thank
Sanjaya.
you. Thank you so much.
Anyone's got any questions, do type them in. Please leave us some comments to show your appreciation. Shernorva has shared so many great tips and strategies tonight, so show some love for Shernorva. And if you do want to share the broadcast, that would be amazing too. That brings me to my next question. What is new Shernorva and what are you working on right now?
Right now I'm working on a few different things. I'm building my speaking career. This is the first time actually since I finished school that I've been able to just go and build my speaking career without having like the commitment of school and stuff. So it's a bit mad where I'm like, oh, okay, I can just be like a full-time speaker now. This is just so exciting. Me if you'd like Mark to speak, contact him. You know what you got to do. Yeah, and I'm also working on putting out a course as well to get people into making money through voiceover as well. So yeah, I'm really excited. That's in the works still. And I'm also going to be building a platform, a membership platform very soon as well to get young people into business. Now this is an idea that has kind of just came to me like a week ago, so it's still my baby. It's still a really small egg that is growing. But yeah, I'm really excited about that because I was thinking in my head, I was like, there's so many things that I wish I knew and I wish I had in like one platform as a young person to be able to grow in business. So I was like, let me see what I can do to put that together for other young people as well to be able to start in business. So yeah, I'm excited for that to see where that goes and stuff. But I will keep people updated on how that's going and how I'm building that as well because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Yes.
Well, it's exciting times for you, and it sounds like it's just the beginning of your journey. You've already achieved so much, and it sounds like it's just the start for you, Shernorva. You're really inspiring. You're really a humble and nice person,
Thank
and you've got such great projects going on too, an online course coming up, a membership site, or your voiceover work. Real exciting future, and I'm really looking forward to watching your journey too.
Thank you.
So that brings me to my last question. Before I come into it, I'm just going to ask everyone one last time to show Shernorva some heart, give us some comments, if you've got any questions, share the broadcast. That brings me to my last question. If people resonate with you and they want to follow you, if people want to get in touch and book you to speak, or if people want to connect with your courses, how is best for people to reach out to you? How do people can connect with you?
Well, if you want to connect with me, I say recently, it's like about a year ago, I rebranded everything to me at shernorva@gmail.com. You can find me at LinkedIn, which I recently joined and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So I'm really enjoying using LinkedIn. So connect with me on there. You can connect with me on Facebook, on Snapchat as well, all at Shernorva. So yeah, just connect with me there and I'll be happy to have a conversation with you all as well.
Well, Shernorva, you did break up a little bit there, so I will ask you to, in the comments, pop your links where people can connect with you, and also pop your book link in too, so everyone's got if they want to connect with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you so much for being on Brilliant Speaker. I've really enjoyed interviewing you today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. Until next time, bye for now. Bye, Shernorva.
Bye. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.